morning, friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally getting to work on Bobbi's STI, Gary's a little bit broken. Her clutch is quite hammered. It started slipping pretty bad on the dyno. It is a factory clutch, and this car makes over 500 wheel, substantially over 500 wheel on E. It's like 440, 450 on pump. So today we are putting a new clutch in the car. Very, very much needed. Before we head to the shop, or on the way to the shop, I'm gonna stop by and we're gonna grab some Redline fluids, some gear oil. They have a Redline cocktail for this car. I don't know exactly what the ratios are, I guess it would be, because I know it's 2 of something and 1 or 2 of another gear oil, and you mix them. This car does have the typical STI 4th gear grind, so that should fix that issue. And yeah, I'm excited. All right, guys, let's get this car up in the air, and we got to pull the tranny out of this thing. I'm gonna drain out the gear oil first. The hell's in my eye? I'm excited to show you guys the clutch. I'll show you it a little bit later on. It's a pretty high-end clutch. Should handle like 700-ish foot-pounds of torque, which this car will probably never see anywhere near there. Probably around 500 foot-pounds max. I am half tempted to pull the engine. I just bit my tongue, so that sounded funny. This thing leaks so much oil out of the pan. I don't like sealing pans on the car. I would say an engine is probably an extra 15, 20 minutes worth of work versus pulling the trans on this car. They're both really, really easy to do, but with the engine out, it'd be so simple to reseal the pan, which I need to do anyway. I've just been putting it off because I hate sealing pans when the engine's in the car. Should we just pull the damn motor out on this thing? That might be the move, honestly. I didn't even think about that till now. Here, check this out. Pulled the car up in the air. It's already leaked that much oil right there. And it is so wet. It leaks so much oil from the pan. I think I'm just gonna pull the motor, my friends. We might as well, right? 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's just do that. Bobbi, your motor's coming out, not your trans. Hopefully you don't mind. Still a good amount of work to do underneath the car. So the whole turbo kit, so the manifold, up pipe, turbo, all that stuff is gonna come off with the engine, come out with the engine. We're gonna unbolt the trans while we're down here. And honestly, guys, I'm excited. This oil leak is so annoying. So let's just get to work. Let's hop right into it. Hopefully we can get this motor back in the car today. That's the plan. It's already 2 o'clock. So far, I have removed all of the bell housing bolts underneath. So the bottom 4, there's 2 ground wires. We got those off, the 2 motor mount nuts, and the engine oil is drained. I'm gonna go ahead right now and drain all of the $10,000 Subaru coolant out of this thing so we can reuse it, and we can start knocking out some stuff up top. What's up, Bobby?
I don't know, I'm just coming to, you know, help.
Pull your engine?
Is that what we have to do to get to the tranny?
I'm pulling the engine instead of the tranny.
Why?
Fix your oil leak. Are you excited about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now pull off your alternator and power steering and AC compressor.
Ain't nothing but a peanut. Can I look at the clutch?
The new one?
Mm-hmm.
You want to open up the new clutch?
I want to see what it looks like.
Oh boy, have at it. I also got you your gear oil, so feel free to PayPal me 80 bucks. Or Cash App. Or you can pay me $80 in other services if you would like. $80 is what this cocktail, 80 bucks is what this costs. Nice tit. Oh, you have a hole in your tits.
Honey, it's style.
Style?
Yeah.
I should try that on. Don't lose the peanuts. Here, just grab the... Ooh.
We got hats. That's pretty cool. What's going on?
What in the hell? Is this hand cream?
Advanced clutch technology.
What is it though? Open it up.
Oh, everybody watch out.
I apologize, it's impossible to film without Bobby's knockers hanging out. Oh, coasters. Hell yeah.
That's super cool. And my tits look. Well, not them, but they're fine now.
Good job.
That's pretty neat. These are definitely going to go in your new shop. We're getting rid of that couch, by the way, when we change shops.
I like the couch.
No. It's okay, I'll clean it up. We have a shirt of some sort. Holy crap, this is like so much fun.
It's a radio. I can jam out in the shop. I think that's what that is. It says Bluetooth on it.
That's cool.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, time for the beefy boy clutch.
Can you pull this box out?
I guess I can pull out.
I'm like getting sweaty.
Have you guys ever seen a female get nervous about her new clutch? This is the first for me.
Holy shit, this thing's heavy. Here you go. It's so perfectly wrapped up. I don't know how to get it undone. Holy. That's a bad boy. We have to compare and contrast the stock one to this one, side by side.
ACT is a new sponsor to the channel. You guys know that we were previously sponsored by another clutch company. Things didn't work out. Is what it is. Life goes on. I cannot be more excited. They recently started coming out with some insane multi-disc clutches. So this is, I think this is considered like their bottom line entry-level twin disc, but it still holds, you ready for this, Bobby? Mod Twin 225 HD. So this guy right here is a street organic, which is gonna drive probably like stock, Bobby. Woo! This thing holds 700 foot-pounds. You know how much that is?
I do.
That's 700 pounds feet. If this thing was making 700 foot-pounds of torque, you'd probably be like 900 to 1,000 wheel, which I don't ever see that happening. So they have a 700 foot-pound option, they have an 875 foot-pound option, and they have a 1,050 foot-pound option, which I'm sure like oh, wait. And then if you jump to the ceramic disc, instead of the organic, the HD is rated at 895 foot-pounds, the XT is rated at 1120, and the XX is rated at 1340. I don't know if does Bader's car even make 1340? Probably not. I don't think there's a single Subaru in the world that makes that much torque. That car is probably gonna go with like an XX, because she will be built. Like I said, this is like their entry-level twin disc. It's supposed to drive really, really nice, handles a ton of power. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never driven on an ACT multi-disc clutch before. I have ran their, it's called the Street HD, I think. It's just a single disc, full face organic. And we have that in, let's see, we have that in my blue 8. Jared has it in his Evo. It's in the gray 10. And now we have this bad boy. The single disc drives freaking amazing. Anything else?
I'm super excited to install that.
Of course, this clutch took a big giant dump on the dyno, so that's why we're having to do this. I'm surprised it lasted that long, to be honest.
It still works for like a
Yeah.
daily driver too.
It still works, it's just we made it a little extra soft. So yeah, we gotta pull the engine out and then we're gonna go ahead and swap this boy in. I don't think your car's gonna be done today, obviously. Honey, it's fine. Or tomorrow too, because we have a special guest coming tomorrow.
I hope you all are ready for me to rip.
So the plan is, we get this clutch in, break it in. I think they recommend 500 miles-ish. Yes, so and then as soon as this clutch is broken in, this car is undergoing a full fuel system. Double pumper, some 2200s. You think you get shitty gas mileage now?
I'll get back worse gas mileage.
Probably.
What?
Well, maybe when you're hauling ass.
But this whole like built car thing is hella expensive.
Very, very. All right. Couple more things to pull off. Let's go ahead and disconnect power steering. Alternator AC is gonna come off to the side just so we don't have to recharge the system. And then we got some intercooler piping as well. Like I mentioned earlier, turbo is probably gonna stay on. I don't know, I might pull it off depending on if it's in the way or not. And then this engine's pretty much ready to come out. So all we have left is a few bell housing bolts up top. So I think there's 4 left total, including the 2 for the starter. I'm gonna disconnect the downpipe right here. And what else do we got? The clutch pivot pin, the slave, and this engine comes out and we look at the clutch and see that it's really not that bad. This thing just makes way too much sauce. Oh, and the pitch stop. We got the pitch stop as well. All right, my friends, just like that, the engine's out. This dump tube was seized, meaning the bolt for the dump tube was stuck and the bolt for the wastegate was stuck. So I had to work the dump tube out of there, and it was a pain in the ass to pull out with the engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the clutch real quick. We can take a look at it. This motor is actually not gonna go back in today, I decided, because there's about 1,000 other things I wanna do. I want to clean up the entire engine bay. I want to clean the engine. I want to clean the underside of the car again. And there's some other like wiring things I want to clean up in the bay. Take care of some hoses with the AOS. Just get everything nice and pretty like she should be. So let's go ahead and pull the clutch. You want to take it off?
No, I'm good. You got it.
Point to the clutch.
Clutch remnants.
Point to the turbo. Point
What?
to the engine. You're in school.
Like first grader school.
Ain't not bad.
Literally not even bad at all.
Not, you can tell she's been slipping. I like how it's still like hot to the touch.
It is?
Like, touch the hub. The rest of the evening is going to be spent cleaning everything up. So I'm going to clean up the bay, the underside of the car because it's all oily, and clean up the engine. And then as soon as we get all that taken care of, and I do need to get this dump tube off so we can get this thing back in properly. But as soon as we get everything cleaned up, I'm going to pull out the flywheel, get this thing on the engine stand over here, and we can go ahead, pop the oil pan off and get everything resealed. All right, so we got the pan off. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the gasket surface on the block, and we gotta clean up, bless you, we gotta clean up the pan as well, and then we can get everything resealed. It'll be drying for a few, probably 48 hours, and this engine will go back in. We got the pan looking brand new again. Block is looking brand new again. Bobbi's looking brand new again. So we are gonna go ahead and get this thing sealed back up. Now, I already see the comments. Devin, Bobbi, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you teleport me some parts and I'll gladly install it? I know we should be doing some Killer Bee stuff right now. I don't have the Killer Bee stuff here, otherwise I would, of course. I was not planning on pulling the engine today and fixing this pan today, but it just happened. So here we are with the torn apart engine. If anyone wants to teleport me parts, feel free. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it.
You sound like a daddy.
I'm a dad. Okay, let's get this thing sealed up, and then tomorrow, not tomorrow because we have other stuff going on, but the next day, this thing's going back in and we can go haul ass. I am certainly not planned ahead for today, and I have no sealant. I have a tiny bit of this 3-bond left, which is my go-to. I love 3-bond. It's not an option, so Bobbi, what's up? You want to go grab some sealant real quick, even though it's late and we got to go to the gym, but we got to get sealant first.
We'll go together. It's a date.
All right, what type of sealant would you like today?
The sticky stuff.
They have a few different options. You got to pick one out.
I don't know. Gasket sealer, windshield glass sealer.
I was gonna get something called the right stuff, but they don't have it in stock. This is all they got. So the sealant we picked up was just some regular Permatex. That's all they really had there. So how you do it is you apply it and then you'll tighten the bolts hand tight, wait an hour, go ahead, torque them down. We're all finished up there. We're all finished up for the night. Very stoked with the progress we made. Tomorrow we are doing some other things. You guys will see. We got a special guest coming into town. And then the day following that, we should be able to get the engine back. We should just get the car done. So that'd be on Wednesday. That'd be Thursday's video. So yeah, coming right along on this thing. I'm stoked for this new clutch. Shout outs to ACT. Really, really happy to have them on board and really stoked to test out their twin disc. If you want to pick up this exact clutch setup, I'll have it linked down in the description box below, but I'd probably recommend waiting until we can test it out a little bit. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow.